So as I've discussed before, I think that many people get the concepts of fun and happiness confused. See, fun to me is something that once it is gone, once the dust is settled, the activity or the items in your environment is gone, the fun is over with. Okay? But happiness is something that is long lasting, it's everlasting, and it's a long term feeling that actually becomes your state of being. And I think what is happening right now is one of the biggest industries and an untapped demographic are those that have attempted to pursue this path of ambition, this path of external pleasure and material attainment and different things of this nature in hopes that it will produce happiness. But it's just not the case. And we find millionaires, billionaires, and celebrities, and entrepreneurs, and executives, and leading business moguls of the world suffering from depression, suicidal tendencies, all sorts of different things. And many of them are too fucking busy to even ask if they're happy. What I think is going to happen, and I think what is already happening, is that happiness is going to be one of the most biggest business niches, probably within the next 5 to 10 years. Right now I see a lot of, the Ty Lopez's, I see a lot of these, social media figures, flashing all of these sports cars and their mansions. And, it's not that these things don't attract me, because, I know where I'm at. I'm in the physical realm. But I also understand that there's a bigger and much more broad dynamic. And really, people can express their creativity and can express themselves in all sorts of different ways. But what I see happening is that people are chasing what it is that they feel will create happiness in their life. But it's interesting because regardless of what you have around you, it can only produce so much. It can only sustain so much. And this is why, you see year after year, people have to get newer phones. They have to upgrade their cars. They have to get new clothes, the latest top of the line, state of the art TV and entertainment sets. They have to do these things because what is physical and what is tangible and what is in front of you becomes boring, all right? If you are not satisfied within, if you are not happy within yourself. And I know that ultimately this monetary system that we have been introduced to is unsustainable. It's a fugazi, it's fake, and it's designed to fail. So enjoy it while it lasts, but understand that you could use this system for whatever it is that you want. And many people, I feel, are not utilizing it in a way that is going to produce happiness. And this is why in the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to see a huge, uproar, a huge demand from the most successful entities, figures, corporations, and leaders of the world for happiness, because they will want it. They will have everything that money can buy, but still lacking inner satisfaction, still lacking true happiness, still lacking true fulfillment. And unfortunately, right now, many people may laugh at that gesture, right? Many people may think that's just simply outrageous to even insinuate. How can somebody with all of these things and all of, what it is we don't have not be happy? Because again, it doesn't matter what's around you. It doesn't matter who's around you. It matters what's in here. So if you're not right with what's in here, then regardless of what's around you, it will not connect for long-term fulfillment. So right now, I see that is an untapped demographic. And that is the demographic that needs to be managed, immediately. Because the people with a tremendous amount of capital, okay, when they are happier, when they are more satisfied, I personally do believe that they will be the ones to use their capital and use their resources for more sustainable purposes, for more environmental and economically sound solutions. Because right now, these motherfuckers is buying as many yachts as they possibly can, buying as many sports cars as they possibly can, flying in private jets, and all of these things are fun, all of these things are great. For some people watching, you might be busting the nut right now, but the truth is, that shit is unsustainable, that shit is not real. So don't become so emotionally invested in what is not real, is all I'm saying, okay? I love that shit, I love money, you feel me? And I know that, I have no problem with it at all, because at the end of the day, it's just a medium to get to where I want and what I want to do, okay? But I personally know, I believe that a lot of these motherfuckers is just trying to keep up with the Joneses, okay? Trying to have the biggest house, to outshine the neighbor down the street, so forth and so on. And what kind of life is that? What kind of life is it really to constantly be competing with those around you? And you don't even know why you're doing it. Many people are so caught up in their habits and their lifestyle that they don't ever stop and think why it is they do what they do. And at one point, they knew before they reached that level that they were doing it because they wanted to be happy. They thought that route was going to reach happiness. But again, people get confused between fun and happiness. They are not, those definitions are not synonymous, okay? Fun fades, happiness lasts, all right? So the most wealthy and most affluent demographics in the world, I personally believe, will be demanding solutions to mend their lack of happiness in the near future. And I will be one of the biggest persons, I guess. I will be there to provide those solutions, because I've made a lot of money in the past. I've made 5 figures a month. I did a lot of things. Even when I was making a lot of money, I still chose to spend it on things that maybe other people wouldn't spend it on. I spent it more on traveling. I spent it more on experiences. I didn't spend it so much on material things. But nevertheless, I just wanted to share this with you, because if you are in a position right now where you do have a lot and you do wonder why you're not happy, I think it's time to run a diagnostic on yourself and why it is you do what you do, and really look within, calm your mind, close your eyes and breathe deeply, and allow whatever it is to come to you to find that answer, because you have the answer. No one can provide it for you. But if you are at a standstill and you're constantly pursuing whatever it is you're pursuing, and you have those very, very minute moments of satisfaction when you achieve something, and then you're on to the next, and it's just a continuous cycle, you may want to ask yourself if that's really what you want to continue doing. So, until next time, it's the Clenz. Be happy, y'all.